Welcome back to Wake Up America. I'm Alex Kramer. Now let's take a look at today's business headlines. And for that, we're going to welcome in global and business and markets analyst and Newsmax contributor Seth Denson. Good morning, Seth.
Hey, good morning, Alex. Good to see you.
All right, let's start with the markets, which started the week off closing down slightly. However, this morning futures are up. So, Seth, what are investors focused on as Wall Street wraps up its roughest quarter in years?
Yeah, I think that some investors specifically are looking at opportunity. They're seeing that the market's down over the last quarter. There's opportunities for buys. They're looking at those businesses that have a good outlook and good fundamental. We talk about all the time, buy low, sell high. I think some savvy investors think that for some of the specific stocks, they're at their low point. And so since they're at their low point, there's an opportunity to buy them now. I don't think that I think the market will continue to see volatility for the next, at least through the end of the summer. But I don't think that there's not opportunities out there. I know it's a double negative, but there are opportunities out there, and I think some of these savvy investors are buying them up.
All right, how about this? Inflation relief is on the way for Californians, and that's after lawmakers reached a deal with Governor Gavin Newsom to send inflation relief checks to millions of the state's residents. Now we've seen the outcome of the federal pandemic relief checks. So, Seth, do you think this is a good idea, and do you think other states will follow?
No. Yes, I think other states will follow. No, I don't think it's a good idea. Inflationary's primary challenge was the fact that government spent too much money. That's what caused the massive rise in inflation. We've talked about it before, Alex, that financially, economically, we bake in 2 to 3% inflation every year because we know government's going to overspend. That's putting more money in the system. Well, California's doubling down on that. That's what created this massive problem over the last 2 years. We spent as a government $6 trillion more than we normally do. And that exacerbated the problem. California already has about $350 billion in debt. This is going to only add to that. They don't have the money to do it, but they're going to do it anyway. And that's going to exacerbate the problem. And sadly, though, because other states like to follow suit and buy votes, they're probably going to do the same.
Yeah. All right, let's take a look at the airlines and another day of hundreds of cancellations as we head into the big holiday weekend. Meanwhile, the fight for Spirit Airlines continues with JetBlue trying to sweeten its bid once again. But Seth, do you think Spirit will just kind of stay the course with Frontier?
I think, listen, Spirit's in a good position here either way. They've got two people vying for them. It's the person that gets asked to prom by two good suitors here. I do think that they ultimately do a deal with Frontier. They've held off long enough. They delayed this vote. We're supposed to hear something on Thursday. They delayed it to try to see if JetBlue might muster up a bigger opportunity. JetBlue's offering a $400 million breakup fee. That's a big one. That means if it doesn't go through, if regulators say no, well, Spirit's going to get that money. So it'll be interesting to see. But I think that they push through with Frontier. I think it's better suited for them in the long run.
Gotcha. All right, let's talk a little Nike. Now, in an economy where many companies are bracing for a decline in sales and income, Nike actually topped Wall Street expectations. So, Seth, okay, for starters, what is this company doing right? And what could this mean for retailers heading into back-to-school shopping season?
Yeah, listen, this is a little bit of a lagging indicator, I think, for Nike, but they've got a great product. They've got high margin on their product. They can charge more for it, and they've got good branding. Branding is really an important thing as people are spending some of that discretionary spending. I do think, though, that as we see the next quarter earnings, Nike's not going to see as big of a jump, in large part because we're seeing Americans cut back on discretionary spending and maybe those swooshes. They might get a little bit of lift as we go back into the school season, but I think that this next round of earnings won't be quite so great. But man, you just got to see Nike's branding. It is iconic, and I think that's one of the things that they do best.
Let's talk Hollywood for a minute. Quite the accomplishment for Tom Cruise. Top Gun Maverick has become the first film in his 40-year career to cross the $1 billion mark at the box office. Obviously, many other sequels, they don't always do that well. So what went right here, Seth?
Well, I think there's a lot of things. First of all, Top Gun 2 Maverick has had years now of pent up opportunity for people to go see it. My generation grew up with Top Gun, right? I had the aviators. My brother and I would pretend to be Goose and Maverick, and it made me want to be a fighter pilot till I realized I don't have the stomach for that. But nonetheless, I think that there was a generation that was waiting to see this. They're coming off of the pandemic, so that was good. But here's the thing, and I don't know if any of you saw the movie, Alec. I did. I walked out of the movie feeling proud to be an American. I walked out of that movie not feeling like there was any wokeness, that there was any political agenda in it other than, hey, let's be proud to be an American and fight for our country. I loved that message. I love this movie. I can't wait to see it again. And I encourage anybody that hadn't seen it, go see it. It's a great movie.
Yeah, no, Seth, I saw it on opening night. Excellent, excellent movie. I also encourage everyone to go see it. I'm trying to get Rob Finnerty to go see it. I cannot believe he hasn't seen it.
My kid got sick. I was going to go. It was a rainy day, and trust me. Alex, that was a secret.
Rob.
Everybody needs to go see it.
I know.
Rob, the movie's been out.
Greg Kelly asked me that.
Come on, man.
He was like, have you seen it? I was like, oh. I was so tempted to be like, yes, but
You can't lie to Greg Kelly.
I know. No, it was a no.
All right, Seth, before we leave, we need to wish a happy birthday to one of the world's richest people, Elon Musk. The billionaire turns 51 today, and he has a long list of accomplishments. He reached 100 million Twitter followers. Seth, what about Musk impresses you the most?
I think it's the fact that Elon Musk doesn't look at what is and say, how do we make it better? He looks at what isn't and says, how do we do it, period. I love that about him. He's an inspiration from that perspective. We need more entrepreneurs that think outside of the box. He does it. Happy birthday, Elon.
Happy birthday, Elon. That's right. All right. Thank you so much, Seth Jensen, for coming on this morning.
Hey, thanks, Alex.